Hey guys, I'm here today to talk about the Nova G3 wood turning chuck. I had a problem with it last night. The resin that I was using got inside the chuck and was unable to screw it in or out or get anything done. So of course I freaked out, called a friend of mine and asked them what should I do. And they said, try looking it up on YouTube. Now, why I didn't think of that is amazing. Because I tell everybody all the time, look it up on YouTube. But I was just kind of panicking because I couldn't get it to work and I needed it for my Friday video to be released. So today I'm going to show everyone how to take it apart, how to clean it, and if this happens to you, don't panic. I'll also leave a link at the bottom for a video that has all the information for a lot of different chucks. And it's a long video, but it's only because he goes through 4 or 5 different chucks to show how they do it. We're just doing the Nova G3 today. The first thing you do, and if you'll notice, I've got this C-clip up to this point. It is a bear to get started, but after spending quite some time figuring out how to do it, you've got to have a tool with a 90-degree pick. I just don't see a way to do it without this. And let me show you this a little closer. So this is a brake tool. You can get this tool and probably a couple of other tools for $6, $7, and they're useful for a lot of different things. The first thing you need is some snap ring pliers, and these actually, as you squeeze it, it expands the ring out. And so this is going to look easy because I spent all the time getting it to this point, but you basically just lift it out and set it down. But the way we got to this point was when it was down in there, I used this to separate it and simply pulled one side up. You've got to stop then and start working on the other side and keeping this expanded as much as you can. If you work one all the way around, it'll stop and you can't get it any further because it's pulling this side into the groove. So I hope that makes sense, but the easiest way to do it is to have these two tools and to lift it up. Now 1 or 2 times I did use an Allen wrench to put under it because it would slip and go back in it, and this kept it from going back in to the groove. I hope that makes sense. It's really simple, but once you take this ring out, all you do is dump the gear drive out, and it's got these grooves that kind of screw into each other, and that's what makes it open and close. All this is filthy, and then you want to take the chuck, the actual jaws off of the chuck. Now these I've already cleaned. They had, as a matter of fact, I had to take a piece of wood and a hammer and knock these out. That's how bad it was. And so what you're left with is a chuck that's pretty much bare. You have your insert in here, no jaws, no ring, none of this. So the first thing you might want to do is simply you want to clean it with the CLP or some form of a WD-40 or some kind of oil cleaner type thing. I like this because it does clean gunpowder and some really, really bad stuff. Now, when you get resin in here, I basically took my knife and I left this right here. I don't know if you can see it. Whoops. So you really can't see it, but there's resin on the top of it, and what I was doing was just simply flaking it off. And this is hardened steel, so with just a knife you're not going to mess it up. But as you clean this up and get it off of everything, that's really all you have to do with the resin. The resin will flake off real easy because most of this has oil on it and it's a slick surface, and resin doesn't stick to that. So it's pretty easy to clean up and get off. And basically that's what you want to do. So I'm gonna use like what's similar to a toothbrush. It's just a gun brush. I'm just gonna spray some oil in here and simply dip the toothbrush in it and clean out all these little crevices all inside the sides here. And really this is supposed to be done at least about once a quarter, or depending on really how much turning you're doing. Here again, now if you can't take your jaw and slide it in and out, then you may need to take this 90-degree pick and just go in these grooves and just make sure that there's nothing in there. I did have some resin inside of these places here, and I don't have any more. I think I've got it all out. But basically that's it in a nutshell as far as cleaning it up. Same thing with these, just take the brush and go over them. Now as far as the ring goes, this has just like sawdust is what it looks like to me and I think you can kind of see it like that, but down at the bottom. And so anyway, you just go around and wipe it out, and then on the teeth just brush it outward. And really that's it on the cleaning. I think I do want to wipe off the snap ring. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put it back together. First thing, we want to make sure that we put all of these jaws back in the correct order. One of the things that I hope you can see, and I'm going to make a point of making sure you can see it, there is need something to point with. There's like a little grind mark right in this #1 slot, and it looks like a little half moon. I don't think you can see it, but yours, it's on all of them. And this is where 1 goes. So we look at the back. Here's #1. Slide it in, not that far. And then we're going to go to #2, which will go clockwise. And also I'm making sure that it does slide real easy. #3. Alright, that one doesn't want to go. So, the one I didn't do. Alright, I got a little bit out of there. And this side also. This is just a regular nylon bristle brush. It's a little stiffer than a toothbrush, but you can use a toothbrush, it doesn't matter. Alright, so now we're sliding good. And #4 is the last one. Same thing. Stops. So I'm gonna check. Yep, I just knocked a piece out. It doesn't, I mean, it's not like it sticks like it's wood or something like that, porous. It doesn't at all. It just takes just a little time. And all right, so what you're supposed to do is to put this together and then just barely back it up so that there's a equal gap all the way around it, and then just put your hand on top of it, and I just moved it, and then take the ring and put it back into this. Now when you first do this, I can't even see the groove that the snap ring is going to fit down in, so you turn it until it drops down in. Okay, now the groove inside here is exposed, and I know I know that you can't see it from there, but it's the process of it that I'm trying to get across. And now I can turn my jaws and everything's working. So at this point, you can just close it up, set it down, take your snap ring pliers, and you want to kind of hold it. It can fly off, and you got to be careful when you do this. And of course, I have glasses on. You squeeze it and get it down as far as you can, and before you release it, I'm just going to use the back of this brush and get it down in there. Okay, and now it's in. Okay, one of the things I needed to say is I had sprayed this down and it had lubricant all on it. But so at this point, you can just put your handle in and it turns and works fine. And I just want to go all the way out with it. And the reason I didn't take the jaws out first in the beginning of this is because I wanted to show you, you can take the jaws out at any time, but at this point it was stuck in an open position, and I had these external jaws like this, and I couldn't even move it. As a matter of fact, I had to dig resin out of the bolt holes to get it off in the beginning. So all of that can be done really and truly at any time. But once you get to this point, everything should be fine. And I hope that helps you out. I hope you never have to use this video, but just watch, and if you have any questions, please add that to the comments. I'll try to answer them. Now, am I an expert with this this chuck? No, it's just the only chuck I got, so I do kind of know now, and I do know how to take it apart. And according to other videos, you should take this apart once every 3 months to clean it up. Unless you're doing a lot of wet wood, you need to clean it up sooner.